middle of the opening drive for Oklahoma State. What we expect will be a very high-scoring game. Craig James, Jesse Palmer, Aaron Andrews alongside. Just a perfect day here in San Diego. Oregon won the toss deferred. The Cowboys took the ball at their 20. Already the All-American receiver Des Bryant has 3 catches. Moved the ball 48 yards in the first 6 plays. This is the tailback Kendall Hunter. Slips a bit, nowhere to run, and he's dropped for a loss. All the experts saying this might be the highest scoring bowl game in all the bowl season, even higher scoring than the Gators and the Sooners. Both defensive coaching brain trust just felt like we can get a stop or two, a turnover maybe, that might be enough to win it.
And right now so far in this game, Oregon's defense out there trying to prolong the drive, make the offense go 8, 10, 12 because they figure they'll mess up at some point.
But it's been the usual suspects so far for Oklahoma State. We've seen Zach Robinson, Kendall Hunter, Des Bryant all get touches, and they're playing very, very at a high tempo right now.
This is Hunter on the option pitch from Robinson, and he'll be stopped after about a 5-yard gain. No fumble. The Big Ten crew ruling the ball down. So this is the closest that Oregon's come to stopping Zach Robinson, the junior out of Littleton, Colorado, who's very dangerous runner. Legitimate speed, not just a scrambler, but a guy who can take it the distance as a runner.
And one of the true dual-threat quarterbacks in all of college football. You see the numbers there. He's thrown for over 2,700 yards. He's run for over 500 yards. They're going to need Zach Robinson to run the football well tonight to have success and to get this win in the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl.
He needs 6 yards here on 3rd down. Oregon has struggled all year as a defense getting people off of the field. Robinson looks left, fires downfield, and overthrows Keith Huston, the running back. And Oregon does what their coaches hope they would do. A stop.
A stop is a stop, and they try to get 8 throughout the course of the football game. You know, this is the deal where you've got a defense out there. You know, when you look at them on defense, they're going to come with 4, but 49% of the time, Oak State says they come with 5. So they bring a linebacker to safety and try to confuse you. That time they drop 7 in coverage.
Dan Bailey, very solid kicker. You can see the stats. He's made 9 in a row. And this from 45 yards. Sneaks it through the left upright. So the Cowboys take it from their 20 into Oregon territory. The drive stalls, but they get on the board first. 3-0 early in the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl.
Welcome to the 2008 Pacific Life Holiday Bowl. I hope you're enjoying this wonderful holiday season. The Pacific Life Holiday Bowl has delivered outstanding college football to millions of fans for 3 decades. Tonight, the Ducks and the Cowboys go head-to-head in front of more than 60,000 fans in beautiful San Diego. On behalf of all the Pacific Life employees across the U.S., I hope you enjoy the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl.
Pacific Life has been the power behind successful individuals for more than 140 years. Ask your financial professional about how Pacific Life can help you reach your retirement goals. Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed. Proud sponsor of the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl.
The Suzuki SX4 crossover gets 30 miles per gallon highway, has a pop-up Navi, available all-wheel drive, and starts under $16,000. So just because there's a gas crisis doesn't mean there has to be a fun crisis. The Suzuki SX4. Live large, drive small. Suzuki.
Ragweed's rocking on the radio. Free and easy down the road I go. Free and easy down the road I go. Up.
America is all about freedom, including freedom to drive wherever you want to go. And with quality gasoline in over 4,400 locations coast to coast, no one makes your ride smoother than Valero. We're the all-American gasoline all across America. Valero.
Should old acquaintance be forgot? But whatever you do, don't forget the Miller Lite. Have a great holiday. Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling.
This is ESPN's presentation of Capital One Bowl Week. ESPN College Football, the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl, is brought to you by Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed, offering insurance, annuities, and investments.
One of the most desirable destinations in all bowl week. Just a beautiful week of weather out here. Lots of orange and black, lots of yellow and green. Near sellout here in Qualcomm Stadium. Oklahoma State, 10 plays, 52 yards in the opening drive and a Bailey field goal. He'll now kick off. So Walter Thurman, Jameer Holland. Thurman to have a chance. And leaps across the 25-yard line, and that's where the Ducks will take over. Both these offenses averaging 42 points per game. They're all in the top 8 in rushing, total yards, and points. Each team has scored 65 touchdowns this season.
Yeah, you think about this. This is an Oregon football team that just last November, we did the game on a Thursday night. They're playing for a chance to play for the national championship. They lose their quarterback. They had to find one for this season, and Masoli stepped up, and he's doing a great job for them.
Jeremiah Masoli, the sophomore out of San Francisco, a junior college transfer, is throwing. It's a lateral on the first play. Pitch back to Masoli. It looks downfield, and it's caught. Jameer Holland makes the catch down inside the 30. So it's Oregon with the first trick play, and we expect maybe a bunch tonight.
We talked to Chip Kelly this week, and he told us that they were going to unload the toolbox for this football game. All types of trickeration. You were going to see everything. Watch right here, Craig.
And you know what? What you usually see out of Oregon is a football team. Jeffrey Mayle, he gets the reverse, pitches it back to Masoli, who throws it deep down the field. Normally, it's the ground game with a big explosion, but they will have a lot of trick plays and a different look.
Now they hand it to Terrence Scott on the sweep, and he picks his way for a short gain. How about that, making a statement with the very first offensive play? There are lots of impact players on the field, and Ducks have their share as well. We talked about, the running backs. Johnson's a good one.
Yeah, Jeremiah Johnson is a threat to score every time he touches the football. He put his great speed on display against Oregon State. 219 yards in that game.
How about the center, Max Unger? Got to give the big ones up front a little love. I think that's a very underrated offensive line.
And Blunt, a 230-pounder, native of Florida. He's a physical back. We'll see him as well. This is Mayle. He's corralled after a very short gain of the 25. It'll set up third and long.
So it's interesting.
More in the stop.
We talked about this great running attack and the spread option offense of Chip Kelly in Oregon. But one thing that's interesting, too, is you're going to see a lot of the receivers carry the football tonight. It's not just Jeremiah Johnson, LeGarrette Blunt, and Jeremiah Masoli. We saw in the second play, Terrence Scott on the reverse. It helps keep defenses on their heels.
Chip Kelly is the designated next coach following Mike Bellotti within perhaps a couple of years. Masoli is pressured and sacked on third down. Patrick Lamine came in on the blitz.
Linebacker coming, Levine, he's coming from the overside here. You'll see him when he gets in. You just don't account for him. I just praise the offensive line, and dadgummit, Jesse, look what they do. They unaccount for
And it's amazing because coming into this game, Oklahoma State had only registered 13 sacks. That was ranked 108th in the country, but right away you see pressure coming from the second level, getting after Jeremiah Masoli, pushing Oregon out of field goal range.
Confusion there. Johnson wasn't sure who to block. There were two guys on his side, so just Cyree will try to pin Oklahoma State deep. Each defense able to make a big play. Good job. Cyree knocking it dead at the 1. It was Mayle down there covering the ball. Oaks will take over there. Mike Gundy really felt like this team kind of outperformed his expectations. They were unranked in the preseason. Many people thought they were a year away from being this good. They beat Missouri on the road when the Tigers were ranked in the top 10. Played Texas very tough in Austin. They were really in every game except this one in Lubbock. Texas Tech just mugged them. They gave the Sooners all they could handle. That score is misleading. Sooners pulled away late, but 9-3, a chance at a 10-win season, perhaps a top 10 finish. And sophomores are really the stars of this offense.
It's amazing, really. 3 losses in the conference, never to a team though worse in the top 3 in the AP poll.
Robinson has it in the end zone, fires a short completion. Out across the 10-yard line to Brandon Pettigrew. He's a weapon we haven't talked about yet, but a big 260-pound tight end that the scouts love.
He is really big and he's athletic. He's a really good blocker, but when he comes across the field, like right there, he's the number 2 guy in that route, and he gives that option and that confidence and the cushion for Robinson.
Pettigrew, guys, still looking for his first touchdown catch this season. He's missed 3 games with a high ankle sprain. Been very productive, but would love to get in the end zone tonight. Robinson keeps it. Quarterback trying to get the edge, but a good job flying up by T.J. Ward to stop for a short gain. The impact players for the Cowboys offense.
Well, we'll start with Kendall Hunter. 9 100-yard games in the Big 12 this year. That was almost twice as many as any other Big 12 running back. Because of that, he's a first-team All-American.
Well, how about we start with Des Bryant? 109 yards a game, receiving 3rd best in the NCAA. He's a beast with the ball.
You just seen Pettigrew. He had 36 catches this season. Averages 12 a catch. He's the guy that was effective against Oklahoma. This is the pitch to Keith Toston. The backup running back for Oklahoma State shows why he's such a good downhill runner.
Well, that's the problem when you're facing this Oklahoma State offense, because all of a sudden Kendall Hunter comes out of the game, and as a defense, you take a step back and say, oh, okay, we can finally corral this backup, whoever it is. Keith Toston's averaging 7 yards a carry.
Watch on the far left side, number 80, DeMarcus Conner, the receiver. They pinned Oregon's pursuit defense from the inside out. That's teamwork. That's how big plays like that occur.
6 plays and 10-plus yards already in the first quarter of his offense. Play action, Robinson looking deep over the middle. It's Pettigrew who makes the catch. Big hit immediately by Patrick Chung, the Rover, but a nice game.
Brandon Pettigrew really has come on here late in the season. The beginning of the year, in the first 7 games, he only had 11 catches. He had 5 in the next, or 25 in the next 5 games. You just see the big target and the confidence Zach Robinson has delivering him the football.
Well, he knew where the ball was supposed to go to, right? Robinson put the football where the opening was, and Pettigrew kept going to the spot.
Empty backfield. Toston was in the slot. Now he'll motion back to the left of Robinson. They fake it to him. He fires far side, complete. And that's Bryant, already 4 catches. Short gain there to midfield as we check in with Aaron Andrews on the field.
Hey, Chris, a couple of Cowboy players have been coming on and off the field complaining about slipping, as you mentioned up there in the booth. Now, within 7 days, 3 games have been played on this field. The Poinsettia Bowl, the Chargers played here on Sunday night, and of course tonight. A lot of the players had talked to me about this yesterday at the luncheon, said it was just something that they knew was going to happen. They'd have to get over with. Both these teams play on field turf. Oklahoma State training staff told me basically what they're doing, longer cleats to the skilled players right now.
Yeah, it's a very different feel outside the numbers. As we see Robinson slip as he sets up and overthrows right on cue. Problems with the footing. They resided the center part, but it's a very different feel outside the numbers.
It is. It's a different feel, but I think, you know what, as a football player, they've been out here and they've been working on it, trying to get their traction. You plant your foot. You got to be better. On a field turf, Jesse, he'd have gotten away with that. But when you get wide splits like that, you can't.
When you're playing on back footing as a quarterback, it is paramount that you're conscious that you keep your feet underneath you so that you're able to push off that drive leg to get velocity on the football when throwing it downfield.
Good point, by the way. That was Nick Reed, the sack master, who was pressuring Robinson on that throw. Sets up a 3rd and 6. On the sideline, it's Bryant for a first down at the 41 in front of Walter Thurman.
You get single coverage on the outside with Des Bryant. With Zach Robinson getting protection, he's going to deliver the football. Look at the drive up the field. Watch his footwork. Making sure that he gets out with the ball. How about Robinson throwing the ball? Then getting him right back to the line of scrimmage, ready to go.
This is Toston. Picks his way for about 7. Bryant just has enormous hands. You can shake his hands. He's a guy with great hops. He can throw the football. Whatever athletically you throw at him, he can handle with ease.
And he reminds me a lot of Terrell Owens when he has the football, because when he has it in open space, he runs like he's angry. He looks like he's mad running with the football. When you get a chance to watch him tonight in space, you'll see the way he runs. It's unbelievable. There's a reason this guy scored 18 touchdowns this year receiving.
This is Kendall Hunter down here in the slot, or I should say the far right of the formation, a little bit of a wrinkle. And now they'll take a timeout. Some confusion. that little offensive formation. So, midway in the first quarter, Oklahoma State marching already up 3.
Looking good, Slate Sanchez.
Beep, good evening. Slate Sanchez's phone here, reporting from the demolition site. Slate and the rest of the Action News team don't have AT&T, which means no bars out here on the outskirts of town. So we didn't get that call about the new blast zone, which is now here instead of way over there. I'm Slate Sanchez, and I'm about to be the news.
Switch to the network with the best coverage. AT&T. More bars in more places.
The Suzuki SX4 crossover gets 30 miles per gallon highway, has a pop-up Navi, available all-wheel drive, and starts under $16,000. So just because there's a gas crisis doesn't mean there has to be a fun crisis. The Suzuki SX4. Live large, drive small. Suzuki.
It's game time. Skybox is right up here in section La-di-da. How's everybody doing? Can anybody tell me what inning we're in? All right, boys, we take it back to high life. See, the high life is about sitting in the sun and watching your favorite pitcher get lit up. Take him out. And they can't even hear me through this glass. Come on, boys. Need to smell me a hot dog or something. Just know I'm alive. Woo! Let me pass out some high life. That's what I'm talking about.
Every breath you breathe, live your dreams. Every chance you take, every move you make, live your dreams. Find a way to find a way, find a way to find a way, find a way to find a way to live your dreams away. Something in the air strikes and ignites.
ESPN College Football, the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl is brought to you by Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed, offering insurance, annuities, and investments. And by Suzuki Automotive, live large, drive small.
Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. Welcome.
Pacific Life Holiday Bowl Parade and our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Happy holidays from above. Beautiful night for flying above Qualcomm Stadium. Oklahoma State's offense impressive. A field goal in their first possession, and now marching from their 1 to the Oregon 34, where they face a 2nd and 3. This is a fake to Kendall Hunter. Robinson has it. He's pushed out at the 30-yard line. It'll be a first down. As we check back with Reese Davis in the studio.
All right, Chris, got a terrific Big Ten basketball opener going on ESPN2 right now. Illinois on the road against number 11 Purdue, up 47-46. Big Mike Tisdale with 16 points for the Illini. They're tending to Chris Kramer, the Purdue guard, who just got nicked up a little bit. 5.5 to go. The Illini up by 1.
Reese, thank you. So Pokes get a first down at the 30. Impressive, averaging 7 yards of play. First quarter. Option look. Let's do a good job of stringing it out in about a 4-yard loss. It was T.J. Ward combining with Casey Matthews, the middle linebacker.
Don't you think, Jesse, that at some point here that when you work the perimeter with the grass conditions like they are and it's slippery on the outside, that you've got to really figure out just how much you can attack the outside?
Absolutely, especially considering the problem with spread offense for opposing defenses is that it sets up skill players with the football in space, where oftentimes there's only one guy that can make the tackle. If he doesn't, they're touchdowns. So you're right, the field conditions make this way tougher for both defenses in this football game.
On 2nd and 13, Robinson fires over the middle, complete. And keeping his feet and reaching the end zone is Des Bryant. He beat Walter Thurman Only had one touchdown this season away from Boone Pickett Stadium until that one right there. Who says he can't play away from home?
I think he adopted San Diego for this trip here this weekend. But there's guarantee here. If you look, you're going to try to find somebody in the middle of the field. There's no way you can leave the middle of the field open against Des Bryant. One-on-one can't work.
Well, and Zach Robinson will take advantage of that every single time. And you see the hand strength from Des Bryant catching it and the great balance to keep his feet, make his way into the end zone.
Bryant already 6 catches for 74 yards. That was a 33-yard touchdown. Bailey tacks on the point. A 99-yard touchdown drive for Oklahoma State. The favorites in this game out of the Big 12 jump to a 10-point first quarter lead.
You've taken a journey filled with surprises. You set your sights on a destination and arrived exactly where you wanted to go. With Pacific Life, you're ready for wherever that road leads to next. As you head towards your future, count on Pacific Life. Ask your financial professional about Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed.
It's an SEC versus ACC showdown as the LSU Tigers try to contain the triple option attack of Georgia Tech. Capital One Bowl week on ESPN, the Chick-fil-A Bowl, LSU Georgia Tech, Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern. College football lives here.
Sunday NFL Countdown, 11 a.m. on ESPN.
The biggest event of the year ends soon. The Toyotathon of Toyotathons is your last chance of the year to get amazing deals. Like this first ever cashback offer on Prius. Get $1,000 cash back on America's most fuel-efficient car. Or take advantage of this special lease, just $249 per month. And at 48 City MPG, the smiles come free. Hurry, the Toyotathon of Toyotathons ends January 5th.
If you're thinking about buying a new car or truck, you owe it to yourself to check out Healdsburg. All 3 Healdsburg auto dealers have unprecedented factory pricing. Rebates have never been this large, up to $10,000. Over 700 new and used cars and trucks, all tagged for clearance. But don't wait. This sale must end, so hurry to Sanderson Ford Mercury, McConnell Chevrolet Chrysler Jeep Dodge, and Silvera Pontiac Buick GMC truck. All on Healdsburg Avenue in beautiful Healdsburg.
Pacific Life Holiday Bowl, a fast start for Oklahoma State. Took the opening kickoff, moves to a field goal, got pinned to their 1-yard line, went 99 yards for a touch. And Des Bryant, you just had a feeling from the way he was so pumped up in the warm-up. Came over to visit with us, got scolded by a coach representing the 936. That's a Texas area code.
East Texas area code, Lufkin, Texas. I said, hey, I'm from Alto, Texas, which is a podunk place. He goes, you're kidding.
But you had a feeling he was inspired for this game. He really was ready to go tonight. This is Thurman, who just got beaten for the touchdown, trying to redeem himself with a big play, but he's dropped short of the 25 by Seth Clements on the coverage. Capital One Bowl week continues on ESPN tomorrow night. 3 games actually beginning at noon tomorrow. Houston and Air Force, the Bell Helicopter Armed Forces Bowl. BC and Vanderbilt right in Music City at 3:30 Eastern, and then LSU Georgia Tech in the Chick-fil-A Bowl. Interesting game there.
Well, who wants to play against Paul Johnson and that spread option or that option offense right now? We had a chance to watch them live. 3rd best rushing offense right now in the country.
You know, if they got a shot to beat Georgia and LSU at the end of the season, how about that for a finish?
They hung 45 points on Georgia.
This is Jeremiah Johnson who takes the handoff. Johnson breaking tackles, looking for a big play. Jeremiah Johnson, he has a caravan down the sideline. Touchdown. And that is an answer. 76 yards, one play, touchdown drive. Just like against Oregon State, he had two huge runs in the Beavers as they went to Reser Stadium and crushed their arch rival's dreams.
He had runs of 79 yards and 83 yards in that football game, and the reason why is because the speed and the great job that Oregon does blocking downfield.
Morgan Flint, who was perfect. 7 for 7 field goals, 22 for 22 PATs. He took over for Matt Evenson mid-season. And the Ducks, that's about as quickly and effectively as you can answer after Oklahoma State's impressive drive.
Well, whatever cleats Jeremiah Johnson has on, he's got the right shoes in the bottom. He needs to go consult the rest of his teammates. This is outstanding cutting and great blocking down the field by his teammates. Everybody on Oregon's offense did their job that time.
At Oklahoma State University, we create solutions to the world's most pressing problems. We're testing alternative fuel sources, developing sophisticated sensors, and designing body armor that protects our soldiers. Creativity is a tradition at OSU. From an alum who invented the world's first personal computer to faculty who performs with the Boston Symphony.
You know the cool thing about having an O for a symbol? You learn to see endless potential everywhere you go. The University of Oregon.
Jeremiah Johnson thanking his blockers for jobs well done. 76-yard touchdown. Even Masoli, the quarterback number 2, was out there leading the way.
Go ahead, Jesse, as a quarterback. You talk about that.
Well, he's trying to get a look here. He can't find anybody, so he decides to peel back. The problem is he peels back on middle linebacker Hori Lemon, who just drives him, but you love the effort from your quarterback.
There's Mail and Jason Williams also doing their jobs downfield. So the kick is taken by Parrish Cox. Very dangerous return man. A couple of touchdowns this season, and Cox is into Oregon territory. Evenson, the kicker, had to make the stop. 43-yard return.
You know, as a player, you figure out how to make the cuts out there. Masoli and these guys, they're all talking about, hey, what are you doing? You can't cut on your heels. The kick return right there, great kick return because you stayed out over the toes. You know what I'm talking about? Your shoulder pads are out there over the front of your feet. If you get on your heels, you're going to slip on this turf.
What's amazing is the back and forth approach of this game right now. We see a big touchdown from Des Bryant. They answer right away. Jeremiah Johnson, now a huge return from Parrish Cox. And here they are right again. Oklahoma State knocking on the door back in Oregon territory.
And the Ducks defenders, Reed in particular, said they were very offended by all the talk of a shootout. Well, this is why there was a lot of talk about it, because it's tough to stop both these offenses. They said nothing was mentioned. But for 3 weeks, they've heard the talk, and it was big motivation. But they've had trouble tonight already.
Well, they have, but what I think is interesting is we talked to both teams and their players and their coaching staff and said, what do you think about the other team's offense? Are you worried about that? And they said, no, because they remind us of our own offense, what we see in the offseason. So our guys aren't intimidated. We're going to come out and play.
Saw a shot of Reed there, Walter Camp All-American, also an academic All-American, playing his final college game. Needs 2 sacks to equal Jerry Hughes of TCU. He's got 15 in the season, the national leader. Robinson on play action. Has a man wide open downfield. Breaks it off for Bryant at the 35, but he had a touchdown if he just looked up, because Bo Dowling was completely uncovered downfield.
But one of the challenges for Robinson, now I'm going to try to defend him a little bit here, because it was wide open deep down the field. See that? Wide open. But Robinson was scrambling, running to the right. Now that's a long throw when you're running to the right.
It's a good example, though, sometimes of quarterbacks locking into a receiver instead of just looking at the defense. He was supposed to to go to Des Bryant with that football, but the look the defense gave him was a home run, and he'll have that told to him by Mike Gundy when he goes to the sideline.
Oh, Dallin said, hey, Zach, I know I only got 9 catches all year, but I was open, man. I was open. Robinson, another play action, looking downfield again. This time, it is Dowling. And not a wide-open touchdown, but a catch down inside the 10. So he doesn't hit him for 6, but goes right back to him, and he was open there, too.
And you're seeing the balance in this offense. Because they're able to run the football so well, it sets up the play-action passing game. It allows this offense to stretch the football down the field vertically.
But I just don't like Oregon's defense when I watch them on film. When they only rush 4, they get in trouble. It's not like they've got great guys back there making ball hawk steals. You know, they've got to mix it up, bring 5 or 6. Or Zach Robinson's telling them right now, fellas, you give me time to throw it, I'm going to find my receiver.
2 tight end look for the Pokes, 1st and goal. They've not been the greatest 1st and goal team. For all these weapons, they're very low touchdown percentage on goal to go. They'll throw the fade to Bryant. Single coverage over there from Thurman, but it was thrown way outside. Yeah, just 21 touchdowns out of 32 1st and goal situations. Not very good.
And this is one of those games where points are going to count, and not just field goals. When you get down in these situations where you can score in the red zone, you have to capitalize and score touchdowns. With both of these prolific offenses pitted against one another, you want the scoreboard to keep dialing up. You better score touchdowns. If you kick field goals, I don't think it's going to be enough to win this game.
Yeah, and Gundy told us there have been a lot of late nights trying to figure out what to do better down here in these goal-to-go situations. They kind of address the weaknesses and maybe tweak some personnel and some looks tonight. He hinted that might be the case. 2 tight ends. Robinson keeps it, finds a little crease, and ducks down to the 3. So that is a different look. Going to the 2 tight end down in close. Try to get a more power look.
And that's what they're lacking. They don't have that big bruising fullback. Gundy said, you know, we don't have a guy that can get really big and strong up in there, go traditional. And they're lacking that. So they're going to try to tweak a few things here in this football game, see if they can score.
See those signs over there? GM 5603. Pound sign 12.
Some of those symbols are live and some of them are completely not, but all 11 players, including the offensive lineman, have to look back at him.
There's your fullback right now. There's your fullback, but he's not a big guy.
No, he motions out. Little option look. Robinson still has it. Now pitches to Hunter, who dives for the pylon. Touchdown. Goal to go, problem solved as they get an option look down there, and 24 just gets it across the goal line.
It was such a great job of patience by Zach Robinson on the option, stretching the defense, holding on to the football until the very last second. You're going to see him reverse pivot and just stretch laterally down the line of scrimmage until he's forced a commitment from Patrick Chung, the safety, the rover, before pitching it out.
Kendall Hunter's 15th rushing touchdown this season. Already the Pokes have 10 plays of 10 or more yards. 3 possessions, field goal, touchdown, touchdown. The lead is once again 10 points. So the Ducks answer with that 1 play touchdown drive, the run from Johnson. There's going to be a lot of answering tonight, or at least the need to answer for Bellotti. I think he thought his defense might struggle, but I don't know if he expected this.
You know what? And nowadays, what is struggling? You know, is that 60 or is it 50? Is it 40? I mean, nowadays with offenses you go against, you have to wonder, and you have to make sure that you don't get discouraged. As a football team, you have to accept. I say that. It's kind of strange. You have to accept the fact that your opponent is usually pretty good, and they may score a lot of points on you.
The Big 12 South offensive numbers were, I think, one of the stories of the season. This is the first of the 4 teams out of that division playing in bowl games. So we're eager to see how Oklahoma State, how Texas Tech will do against Ole Miss, Texas against Ohio State, of course the Sooners against the Gators.
Yeah, it's interesting. We were talking to Glenn Spencer, the acting defensive coordinator tonight for Oklahoma State. He said the game's just changing with spread offense. There used to be a time when if you held an offense to under 300 yards, you were pumping your fist. Yeah. These days, you hold them to 450, you're looking over across the sideline, 2 hands in the air because you've done something good. It's unbelievable.
We wonder what it might take to win this game, 40, 45, more?
60 minutes, I know that.
99 yards offense in the first quarter for the Cowboys in those 3 possessions. This is Thurman. Hurdles 1 man, maintains his feet, and after Thurman dancing out across the 30-yard line. Ducks had a loss at home early to Boise State. They started the season number 21, but again, it was supposed to be Nate Costa's year at quarterback. He hurt himself before this season. Roper got hurt against Purdue. Masoli was knocked out against Boise State. They got blown out by USC. That's the one game where they really had no excuses. They got manhandled in the Coliseum, but they won 5 out of the last 6, including winning the highest scoring Civil War in history, put 65 on the Beavers in that game.
That surprised me. I don't know about you guys, but the way they beat Oregon State in Corvallis, that surprised me with all that was on the line for Oregon State.
694 yards of total offense in that game.
Right. Jacquez Rogers didn't play for the Beavers, but he wouldn't have played defense anyway. On the end around, they hand it off to Holland, and he's out near the 40-yard line.
It really is, though, in my opinion, Jeremiah Masoli, when he started getting it going and making plays with his legs and throwing the ball, and that added threat, the consistency, gave him that edge.
Yeah, and Mike Bellotti told us really it was after the Cal game that he really started noticing marked improvement. It was a game he went 7 of 21 and threw only 44 yards and 2 picks. Since that game, though, he's been lights out.
Masoli on the keeper. This is why he's so dangerous. He's only about 5'10", but he's kind of thick, and he has a way of making the first guy miss.
Kinda. He is thick. He's a big fella, and he's got good footwork back there. He used to outrun everybody on the corners. Now he's learning, Jesse, that everybody on defense can run at this level.
And Chip Kelly told us what really surprised him was the speed. We knew he was a good passer. Didn't know he could run like that. Craig, Chris, we saw him yesterday. He looks like a fullback in person. He's got those big, thick ankles.
This is Johnson. That's not a compliment when you say a guy has thick ankles. He runs pretty well for thick ankles.
Yeah, he does.
He's also got a very calm demeanor about him. He's very unflappable. Nothing seems to rattle him. And at the end of the first quarter, Bucks find themselves in a 10-point hole. We expected a shootout. One in the making right here in San Diego. 334 total yards in the first period.
Capital One presents Flashback Images. 2004, Georgia saw its 24-0 lead evaporate after Purdue recovered a fumble and tied the game in the final minute of regulation. But on the first possession of overtime, Georgia's Craig Lumpkin atoned for that fumble with a 4th-down TD that proved to be the game-winning score.
Georgia wins it 34-27.
For more great images, tune into the Capital One Bowl on January 1st on ABC.
Nobody gives you more power than Interstate Batteries. And we have a national warranty program with over 200,000 dealers to back it up. How do we make them so powerful? Now that's a secret. Get the battery with more power in it and the most power behind it. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable.
The Suzuki SX4 crossover gets 30 miles per gallon highway, has a pop-up Navi, available all-wheel drive, and starts under $16,000. So just because there's a gas crisis doesn't mean there has to be a fun crisis. The Suzuki SX4. Live large, drive small. Suzuki.
You don't believe in miracles? You pick up a check one day, then I'll believe in miracles.
Robert De Niro. Al Pacino.
Nothing wrong with a little shooting as long as the right people get shot.
That is poetry. Righteous Kill on DVD and Blu-ray High Def Tuesday.
From the director of The Pursuit of Happiness comes the perfect holiday gift.
This is going to be your new life.
In the year's most unexpected and profoundly moving love story.
I haven't felt like this in a really long time.
7 pounds, rated PG-13.
Why let heartburn stop you when you can stop heartburn? Just one Zantac with a cool mint sensation can knock it out all day or all night for strong, lasting relief. Heartburn, attack it. Zantac.
Sound like defeat? Nope. To me, it sounds like victory.
Strong under pressure. Jeter and his Gillette Clinical Strength Antiperspirant with 34% better wetness protection than a prescription product. Jeter's not going for anything less.
The Under Armour High School All-America game Sunday at 8 on ESPN.
Nice little swell here in San Diego. Last couple of days. Boy, it's hard to top this area.
Was that you and Palmer today?
That's the senior division, but he still got it.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's LeGarrette Blunt in the game, and a little encroachment. Cowboys come across the line of scrimmage.
Illegal contact before the snap, number 92, 5 yards. The down remains, second.
Well, LeGarrette
came across there.
Yeah, LeGarrette Blunt, he's a guy 6'2", 230 pounds. Don't fall asleep defense. He's just almost as good as Jeremiah Johnson.
Solely pressured. Spun out. Able to fire downfield, and it's almost intercepted. So pressure from Ugo Chinasa. Ricky Price was down there too. We didn't expect much of a pass rush from the Pokes tonight. They've gotten one.
No, we didn't. They've been able to get after Jeremiah Mazzoli all night so far. And it's a great job here at Jeremiah Mazzoli just staying alive, not going down. But if you're going to throw this thing away, throw it out of bounds.
Now, it's a good thing that you're a thick quarterback right there. You don't go down. But my guess is he wasn't supposed to leave the pocket to get outside there. The block and the protection was to keep the pocket inside, not outside. Inexperience there.
He shows his strength, avoids the disastrous loss. It sets up a 3rd and 3. They dump it off short, and it's dropped. Terrence Scott would have gotten the first down, couldn't hold on. So the Ducks offense twice misfiring in Oklahoma State territory. Pacific Life game summary, impressive start for Gundy's offense.
How about that right there?
Well, they are the worst offense in the country when it comes to time of possession, usually because they're scoring so quickly. Only on the field for like 25 minutes, and they're going to go for it here. This is not much confidence in your defense, huh? Down 10. Blunt is the back. Mazzoli keeps it, runs into traffic, and he will not get the first down. So the Cowboys come up big on 4th down. Chinasa and Quinton Moore, the safety, and they'll get good field position.
Wow, it's the Oklahoma State defense right now in this game that's really answering the bell. They're making those critical stops that we thought one of these units would have to make if they were going to get this win.
You know what? In our deal yesterday, they talked about the 8 stops in this game that they wanted to make, and they included 3 and out or a punt. Well, this is a great turnover for them right here. If they can get to 8 of those, quarterback draw not working. This is a smart defense. Tim Beckman's not here. Their DC. He's gone. Looks like they're well prepared.
Renegade agent on a mission to stop lifeless economy cars from unleashing a devastating wave of boredom. Its codename Lancer from Mitsubishi. Armed with a fuel-efficient Maybach 4-cylinder engine, a highly advanced 40-gig navigation system, and Bluetooth connectivity. The 2009 Mitsubishi Lancer, out to save the world from global blending. Starting at just over $14,000, and right now get 0% financing.
On January 16th,
Happy Valentine's Day.
Prepare for a bloody good time. My Bloody Valentine 3D, rated R, in theaters January 16th.
Mr. President, the economy is in a rut, and the American people could really use a boost.
Jack, you know I value your advice. What do you propose?
Congress could make some tasty, affordable meals and sell them at the post office.
I just don't see the U.S. government doing that.
Fine, then I will.
Right now, Jack can help save you some money with his Jumbo deal. It's a Jumbo Jack with 2 tacos and fries for just $2.99.
You're still gonna make me ambassador to the Bahamas, right?
My family, we like to save money and we love to talk. That's why I added Comcast Home Phone service to our TV and internet. We can call friends and family all over town. We get great calling features and the sound quality is amazing. Plus, long distance is just 5 cents a minute. And since we're already Comcast customers, I know we're getting reliable service. Plus, we save a ton over those other guys. And that really comes in handy with this one.
Comcast Digital Voice Local with more. $24.95 a month every month. Call now.
Continues on New Year's morning following game day at South Carolina, Iowa, the Outback Bowl. SEC versus Big Ten. The Hawkeyes won 5 out of the last 6. They beat Penn State, denied the Lions' chance of playing in the BCS championship game. We'll talk more about some of the games that lie ahead in bowl season as the night unfolds. Cowboys back to work, already up 10. Have not been stopped tonight. 4 possessions. Field goal and a pair of touchdowns. This is Robinson. Flips it off to Pettigrew. And the tight end slams forward for about 9. Whatever Gundy is calling, and he does call the plays for this offense working so far.
Yeah, and it's amazing. We talked to Nicolati, the defensive coordinator for Oregon. He said he did not want to give up any big plays. He wants Oklahoma State to have to march the football down in 8 to 12 play drives. Well, they've been doing that so far tonight. Their first 2 scoring drives of 10 plays or more. They don't have a problem marching the football.
This is Toasted. Problem is they're gaining about 8, 9, 10 yards of play.
Well, they came into the game averaging 7.2 yards of play, so they're able to get chunks quickly.
You have to somehow disrupt the timing of this offense, but there are so many players that spread the field that put pressure on the defense. You can't gamble too much against this offense. Zach Robinson's proved so far this night they don't make you pay for it.
That's what they do. They hurry up, empty backfield on 3rd and 1, but then they back off, check the defense, and now it's Robinson under center, and the quarterback sneak is stopped. He lost yardage. Big physical play from Tonio Salato. And Will Tukuafu off the edge.
I'm really surprised they try to run a quarterback sneak into this look because it looks like the line of scrimmage is stacked here. There's a lot of green helmets in all those gaps. You got to give Oregon credit, Craig. They get a great surge off the ball.
And you know what? Give them credit also. Nick Aliati, their defensive coordinator, says they're a smart defense, so they're aware of what that quarterback's up there doing, getting empty set and going underneath the center.
This time, Gundy will go for it. Needs about a yard on 4th down. Robinson keeps it, and he gets the 1st down.
Now this is a change. Gundy told us in our meetings that he didn't like early in the season to run Zach Robinson. Didn't want to get him hurt, right? But now lately, he's allowing him to run the ball more, which is allowing his legs and speed to come through for him.
And this is a monster play for Oklahoma State. They're able to keep momentum. They just get a turnover on downs. They're at midfield. They're able to convert that, and now the drive continues, trying to make this a 24-7 game.
Hasn't really hurt Oregon that much running yet. Only 17 yards on the 7 carries. Fake it to Tostin. Robinson goes downfield for Bryant. Incomplete. TJ Ward was there. A little air under that football. Bryant pleading to the officials.
Well, this time at least Oregon had 2 back with him, but that doesn't even work. Des Bryant has more giddy-up than they realize. They got to get on their horse and get back. Ward's lucky that Bryant didn't come down with that.
I think it's a nice job by TJ Ward just to fight, put his hands up where he sees Des Bryant put his hands up, and just fight with the football all the way down to the ground.
Does he have it, though? Let's take a look at this. Does he have possession when he hits the ground? I don't think so. Ward ripping it out of there. Yeah, Ward was beating the ball a little underthrown, but you're right. Good scramble recovery to prevent the touchdown.
Well, how about Des Bryant's speed just running by the double team, splitting it, and again, the confidence in Zach Robinson to throw it up to let his big guy go get it.
The play clock was at 3, so Gundy will spend his 2nd timeout. And to build a 17-point lead over Oregon in this possession. It was 20 years ago tonight. Gundy was a player here. Here's another look at this. We'll talk more about his Holiday Bowl memories as we come back. No touchdown is the ruling.
We're 2 continents behind schedule.
Oh, hold your eggnog. I'm building my own Capital One credit card. I'll go with cash back and a jolly good rate.
But, sir, the reindeer are getting antsy.
Now I'm gonna upload a photo from my beach house.
Mrs. Claus is a lucky woman, sir.
Yes, she is.
Personalize your card at Capital One Card Lab. Choose your rewards, interest rate, even upload your own image at CapitalOne.com.
What's in your wallet? Let's roll.
From the producers of The Phenomenal Four comes what critics give 5 stars and hail as a top safety pick. It's Outlander from Mitsubishi with active stability control and a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Outlander's down with safety and serious peace of mind. The 2009 Mitsubishi Outlander. It's one righteous MPG machine. Right now, get 0% financing on the 2009 Outlander.
Hey, it's me. This is awkward. It's not working. I just need to be alone. I'm no good for anyone right now.
Yellow Book will always help you find what you're really looking for. See what she finds at yellowbook.com/TV. Yellow Book.
ESPN College Football, the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl is brought to you by Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed. Offering insurance, annuities, and investments. By Capital One Card Lab at CapitalOne.com. What's in your wallet? And by the Phenomenal Four from Mitsubishi. 4 cars, 4 cylinders, 0 compromises.
Reese Davis with you in the studio over on ESPN2. Illinois and Purdue in overtime. The Illini up by 4. Just over a minute to go, and Dimitri McCamey trying to make it 6. We'll keep you up to date, Chris.
Okay, Reese, 2nd and 10 for the Cowboys here after the timeout. Some overwhelming performance offensively so far from the guys from Stillwater. Robinson pressure, but he dumps it off to Hunter in traffic, and he spins for about 6.
You talked about the performance of the offense. 32 snaps now for Oklahoma State. Oregon only has 11. Your offense is on the sideline. You can't do anything about it.
Well, really, and with the exception of the very first play of the game for Oregon, which was a trick play, they got a big pass out of that, and with a big long run by Jeremiah Johnson, really, Oklahoma State's defense has really stepped up and played well. And here's Oklahoma State again, another long drive. They're taking time off the clock, just methodically moving down the field. They cannot be stopped right now.
The Oregon defense is used to being on the field a lot because their offense is such a quick strike bunch, but they will wear out. Robinson on 3rd down, fires into traffic downfield, and it's intercepted by Ward. T.J. Ward with 2 flags down, tight ropes up to the 35-yard line. Now we'll check the markers.
It's going to be pass interference against Oregon.
Yeah, Bryant was down there, and they had 2 defenders in the neighborhood, and Bryant says, wipe the pick away. It's going that way.
Zach Robinson got lucky here. It was a broken play. Des Bryant had run a curl route. He just took it up the sidelines. Zach Robinson hung the ball up a little too long in the air, and that's why T.J. Ward able to make the pick.
Pass interference, defense number 15. 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
I would say this right now. If you're an Oregon secondary coach or a player, you've got to recognize that one sleeve Bryant's got a lot more speed than you realize coming into this game. You've got to give some respect there, Jesse. They got to get back better.
Well, again, there's a safety in the middle of the field, but no one over top of him. And as we've seen that now all game.
That's the ultimate warrior of their secondary, Patrick Chung, making his 50th consecutive start, guilty of the pass interference, wipes out Ward's pick, and gives the Cowboys a 1st down at the 26. Toasting a short carry. Say short, didn't look like much. He got 5.
You know, this Oklahoma State team also, you know, the Big 12 this year, the Big 12 South, a very strong division, one of the best in college football. And when you look at their losses, Jesse, it's impressive. It's why you see them doing what they're doing tonight in this game.
Well, they haven't lost to a team that was ranked worse than in the top 3 in the AP poll. And they beat Missouri when they were number 3. So they faced the best competition in the country. And in every game they were in except that Texas Tech game. But this team has fought, and they fought hard.
And again, this team has more coming back than the other teams in the division. Oklahoma State a team to watch next year as well. Robinson still has it, fires short. And it was kind of a bobbled play by Pettigrew. He catches it, but just picks up a yard.
And you have to give Zach Robinson a lot of credit, because this year he was overshadowed by the Sam Bradfords and the Colt McCoys and the Graham Harrells of his own division. Zach Robinson is an outstanding quarterback. If he played in the Big Ten or played in the ACC or the Big East, he'd be a first-teamer, no question about it. But he's handled it really well. We asked Mike Gundy about that. He says, you know what? It doesn't really get to him that he didn't get the accolades and the attention. He just comes out week in, week out, tries to get better and play.
Tosin is the back. He motions out. Now 2 tight ends on 3rd and 4 and a flag. Pointing at Pettigrew.
Ball start, 87 offense. 5 yards. The down remains 3rd.
And Chris, when you talk about next year Oklahoma State liking their chances, not only a young team, but having the quarterback returning to their football team. Colt McCoy is more than likely going to come back and play at the University of Texas. Texas Tech's going to have to find a new quarterback. Looks like Taylor Potts will be the guy there. Chase Daniel, he's gone. You know, you've got a kind of Sam Bradford more than likely. He's going to look at strongly at the National Football League.
That's safe to say.
Sorry, Bob Stoops.
3rd and 9 now. Robinson fires left side. It's Bryant who couldn't hold on. It's the first thing Des Bryant has done wrong tonight. Couldn't come up with that one. Rashawn Harris was pressuring Thurmond in coverage, and that's the first time the Ducks have come up with a stop here.
Well, and it starts with Rashawn Harris in the middle getting a good push. That's the first time Zach Robinson has had a lot of pressure in his face. Good job by Oregon generating pressure to force a bad throw, and now force at least Oklahoma State, if they can't score touchdowns, to at least try field goals.
Bailey good from 45 earlier. This is from 43. He missed it. Missed it wide right. So that's a huge victory for the Ducks defense, the way things have been going tonight.
You and I watched Bailey in pregame. He missed from that exact spot in pregame as well.
Retirement. It may be a long way off, or another adventure waiting just ahead. Pacific Life can help provide income you can enjoy for the rest of your life. Because retirement could be a very long ride. Ask your financial professional about Pacific Life. Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed.
SEC and Big Ten powers collide when Noshawn Marino and Matthew Stafford lead the high-octane Georgia offense against Michigan State. Bowl week continues with the Capital One Bowl, Georgia versus Michigan State, New Year's Day at 1 Eastern on ABC. College football lives here. Your teams, your leagues, your news. The new ESPN.com is coming.
They come with a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, roadside assistance, and 1 year of the safety and security of OnStar. Buick, Pontiac, GMC. All made by GM. Surprised?
During the Red Tag event, get a 2008 Sierra Crew Cab for $20,935. That's a total value of $10,070. Plus, get the best coverage in America. See your local Buick, Pontiac, GMC dealer.
If you're thinking about buying a new car or truck, you owe it to yourself to check out Healdsburg. All 3 Healdsburg auto dealers have unprecedented factory pricing. Rebates have never been this large, up to $10,000. Over 700 new and used cars and trucks, all tagged for clearance. But don't wait. This sale must end, so hurry to Sanderson Ford Mercury, McConnell Chevrolet Chrysler Jeep Dodge, and Silvera Pontiac Buick GMC truck. All on Healdsburg Avenue in beautiful Healdsburg.
It's Harley-Davidson clutch moment, a reprise of the great finish here 7 years ago. Texas fell way behind Washington, but from 19 down, Major Applewhite would rally the Longhorns, passed him into position. A couple of big plays to set up Ivan Williams. Game-winning touchdown run with 38 seconds to play. Applewhite, who's of course an assistant coach at Texas, his final game as a Longhorn. Texas had lost to Oregon the previous year out here. There have been lots of classic finishes and high-scoring games in Holiday Bowl history. Mr. James is involved in one.
Unfortunately.
It was a fun one for the offense, but a heartbreaker at the end for you. BYU got you.
Whew. You talk about the end, you mean the very, very end.
Flashbacks here.
Jesse, my man, is all choked up. And they fake it on the end around. Masoli still has it, and he'll fire downfield. Has a man wide open, and Terrence Scott comes up with it inside the 25.
This is why I'm so excited about Jeremiah Masoli. He's great with his footwork. Look at the feet and how he gets his shoulders around and downfield. That's a hard throw, Jesse.
It's a hard throw to make, but Chip Kelly says the ball just flies off Jeremiah Masoli's hand. You see a great example right there. He is such a pure passer of the football.
Scott is a guy that came from the junior college. He had exactly 2 catches for 4 yards a year ago. Huge senior season. Leading receiver coming in as his first catch of the night. Now Masoli throws for the end zone. That was thrown into traffic and broken up. Looking for Ed Dixon. Good job dropping back into coverage with Levine.
Boy, Jeremiah Masoli had Jason Williams running underneath on a shallow cross wide open. This is maybe a good example of a young, inexperienced quarterback maybe wanting it a little bit too much. That throw is behind the receiver. It allows the defenders to get their paws on it again. Jason Williams, big, tall target, running wide open. He may have run that in. Masoli not good.
Jeremiah Johnson bobbled the ball on the handoff from Masoli, picks up about 4. He did that on a touchdown run against Oregon State. He still managed, the ball pops out of his hands, guided back, and went about 80 yards for a touchdown.
Very talented running football team, very explosive team. And just imagine when Jeremiah Masoli really masters this thing with the passing game, what the offense can do with the balance.
They need 8 yards on 3rd down, and Oregon is not used to getting stopped on 3rd down. This has been surprising for them that they have not been able to overpower this Oklahoma State defense. Masoli keeps it, but he's going nowhere. Was not able to make the first guy miss. Good job on the edge by Derek Burton.
Really impressed so far again. We talked about this Oklahoma State defense. They've been getting after it, but it's been up front. It's been those 4 guys getting a lot of pressure. They're staying, reading their keys. Not easy to play against this spread option offense, but they're playing assignment football.
And Oregon's offense did exactly what they had to do. They gave themselves an opportunity to get points on this drive. They had to take advantage of their recent defensive stand.
So here comes Morgan Flint. 38 yards. It's blocked. It's blocked and picked up. Jacob Lacey grabbed the football, and so much for the perfect record of Morgan Flint. Parrish Cox got in there, the speedster, off the edge to block the field goal.
Jesse's laughing at me because you heard me go, oh. What do you think Mike Bellotti said? That was long on the snap and the kick.
Wow,
1.34 on that.
But look at the speed off the edge there.
Yeah, 1.34 on that.
Great effort stretching out as well, leaving his body out on the line to make that block, allowing Jacob Lacey to pick it up. Another big, big, big play from Oklahoma State.
So the Ducks come up empty, and now the Pokes set up at the 43-yard line. Robinson. 8 yards before Patrick Chung got him.
Zach Robinson. Oregon on that play starting to creep up a little bit more towards the line of scrimmage. I don't know if they're going to be satisfied now just staying back in big zones. Craig, you were talking about it earlier. They got to mix it up, do something else.
This is Hunter. He's had a quiet start to this game, and he stopped right about the 1st down marker. He has not really gotten loose. It's been Tostin has been the more effective runner tonight in terms of the tailbacks.
Yeah, we just asked Erin Andrews to go over and check it out, see if there's anything wrong with Hunter. She said there's not. So it's almost like he doesn't understand his feet right now in this kind of carpet.
Well, the magic ratio all year for Oklahoma State has been about 25 carries a game for Kendall Hunter, 12 for Keith Tostin, but that hasn't been the case tonight so far.
He did have the touchdown. Seems to be healthy. He's been able to get loose.
Not lathered up yet. He's looking for some more carries.
Doesn't get the 1st down, so Tostin's in there. They fake it to him. Robinson takes a shot downfield. Looking for Bryant. It was Thurman again with no help from the safety. They said they were not going to single cover Bryant. Rarely does it happen in the Big 12, but they've done it tonight.
They've done it tonight. They have been burned by it, and there's no question right now in the game plan where Zach Robinson is supposed to throw the football tonight. Every time he's dropped back, immediately he's looked right at Des Bryant, taking shots, whether it's short, intermediate, or way down the field.
I mean,
absolutely, I would.
I'd come back and I'd check down. I'd go Bryant, then number 2 and number 3.
And then back to Bryant.
Yeah, he's gotten tired of hearing about he doesn't, make big plays on the road, doesn't make big plays against good teams. He didn't have a touchdown against Texas or Texas Tech or Oklahoma. Did have some catches against the Sooners at home. This is Tostin. He dropped for a short loss. Aaron, what about number 1?
Chris, you were mentioning the single coverage, and Mike Gundy telling us over the phone, Des gets very frustrated that he doesn't get the ball all the time, and Coach Gundy has to say to him, look, just calm down about this. When you get to the NFL, you'll get single coverage. Don't worry about it. You'll get your time there.
Fortunately for Gundy, he's got one more year with Des, number 1 here at Oklahoma State. 90% of the time is what Gundy told us that he received double team.
Bryant's a true sophomore, so he's not draft eligible until next season. Quite seen 11. This is their toughest third down conversion so far. Robinson flips it to Bryant, and he's got the first down inside the 35.
It's a great job by Mike Gundy matching Des Bryant up in the right spot. He was lined up in the slot on that play, anticipating zone coverage from Oregon so that he could work the middle of the field.
Watch the middle of the field, how when you cross and you gain time with your quarterback scrambling a little bit, you can't pick up Des Bryant.
The slot is a different look. Speedster, 15 yards there. 8 for a $104 right now for Bryant.
It's early.
Let's start getting out the record books here.
Note to the record books.
The Cowboys were here 20 years ago. They broke every offensive record in a beatdown of Wyoming. It was Sanders. It was Gundy throwing a Hartley. Dykes. Gundy has fond memories of that, not just because he went down to Tijuana the week of the game, but because they lit up Wyoming. Sanders played only 3 quarters, and the Heisman Trophy winner that year ran for 222 and 5 touchdowns. Gundy, a quiet 20 of 24 for 315 and 2, 62-14.
Mike Gundy also caught a 17-yard pass and ran for 41 yards. He had the total day, which is why he's in the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl Hall of Fame.
It was 20 years ago tonight. He said it was very special. His folks were here to see him as a player do well that night, here to see him coach tonight. This is Hunter. Lots of traffic and a short loss.
It has nothing to do with his cleats right now. I mean, you talk about trying to find a spot to run the football right now. Hunter can't get any room. There's no daylight out there.
Well, having said, I mean, Kendall Hunter's one of those guys. It takes one carry for him to go off, and it can change already. But you wonder sometimes also, coaches like to go with the hot hand. And if he's not necessarily out there generating production, then all of a sudden Keith Tostin maybe will be the guy getting the majority of the carries.
Maybe you can just throw the ball anyway. They can't stop the pass, so... 8 yards needed on this third down.
There's a big tight end out here. That makes it mighty difficult when you got the big man split out in the slot. Hard to bracket and find who to cover there.
Instead, they fire to Bryant. He doesn't have first down yardage. Stopped at the 25 by Jarris Bird. It'll be 4th and about 1.5 yards.
I think he hurt himself too when he slipped on this grass here.
Immediate concern as the trainers run out to check out Bryant. Yeah, he stopped awkwardly, didn't he?
He planted and his feet kept going. And
this is the first time that Oregon brackets Des Bryant, but they do it way off the ball. The ball behind him a little bit, you see. Ooh, his ankle or his foot looks like it gets caught underneath.
His right foot slipped as he planted, you're right, and then his left was in an awkward position.
Yes. Didn't LaDainian Tomlinson of the Chargers here a couple of days ago get a groin with a slip on this carpet?
Yeah, and the Chargers have to be right back here Saturday against the Colts in a playoff
I just wonder,
game.
we talked about this, in today's times when you've got great product out there, field turf, and you know that you've got a stadium like this, a tremendous venue, and you got a grass field like this, they say they're proud of it. Man, you got stellar athletes out here playing a lot of football games. Get a good field turf out there.
Okay. And you're not a stockholder in the company.
Well, I'm saying generic when I say whatever. Get something out there that'll hold you up and keep you to play and not hurt you.
When they check out, Bryant will check with Reese Davis.
All right, Chris, coming up at halftime, Mike Shanahan sees the end come at Denver. We'll have reaction from one of his former players. We'll show you the best of bowl week so far and still plenty more to go. And we'll also tell you how LeBron is celebrating his 24th birthday. Mark and Lou are here. We'll see you at halftime.
Reese, thanks. We hope we haven't seen the last of Des Bryant. That was his 9th catch, 110 yards. But he's helped off, favoring that left ankle now on 4th down. Folks will go for it. We need to get near the 23-yard line. It's Tostin behind the fullback Bryant Ward. Option. Tostin. He won't get it. Ducks get a stop, and Nick Reed, the sackmaster, making the play on the edge.
Yeah, it's Nick Reed. He's out there. This is a football team that really needed to step up with the defensive side of it. And Reed, 49, he says a tenacious guy. He showed it there.
A rare stop for the Oregon defense. Bucks will get the ball back. 3:38 before halftime. Oak State up by 10.
Pacific Life has been the power behind successful individuals for more than 140 years. Ask your financial professional about how Pacific Life can help you reach your retirement goals. Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed. Proud sponsor of the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl.
From the producers of The Phenomenal Four comes what critics give 5 stars and hail as a top safety pick. It's Outlander from Mitsubishi with active stability control and a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Outlander's down with safety and serious peace of mind. The 2009 Mitsubishi Outlander. It's one righteous MPG machine. Right now, get 0% financing on the 2009 Outlander.
America is all about freedom, including freedom to drive wherever you want to go. And with quality gasoline and pay-at-the-pump convenience coast to coast, no one makes your ride smoother than Valero. We're the all-American gasoline all across America. Valero.
Come on, let's go for a ride.
There's no way to hide it. If you drive drunk, we will find you. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement and cracking down like never before.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight? Sir, have you been drinking this evening? Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
Make no mistake, you will get caught and you will be arrested. Over the limit, under arrest.
The Goodyear blimp providing tonight's aerial coverage. Happy holidays from above. Bowls scene will shift up I-5 up in Pasadena. New Year's Day. Penn State and USC, the granddaddy of them all, presented by Citi. Joe Paterno's second visit to the Rose Bowl. Talked to him the other day. I think Penn State folks feel that although nobody on the West Coast is giving Penn State any chance at all, they kind of like their chances. I think they feel comfortable against USC's mighty defense.
Why not? They got a great offensive line. They got a great defensive line. A well-coached football team.
USC's beaten 10 straight Big Ten opponents by an average of 28 points.
Woo. Yeah, but Penn State would say they're not like every other Big Ten team.
Yeah.
They had a lot more success in bowl games typically than most other Big Ten teams. You saw Bryant trying to walk off that injury. And the Ducks before halftime trying to make something happen. It's a short gain for Johnson. Aaron, what have we learned, if anything, about Bryant's condition?
Well, it's not the ankle, Chris. The training staff was looking at his left knee, and as you can tell, he's walking on it right now. And as soon as he came off the field, a lot of the players from Cowboys offense went over to the training table. Mike Gundy grabbed all of them, said, get on the bench, get away from him. You're probably going to have to do this without him now. Several players have tried to come talk to him, and Mike Gundy has said, leave him alone. We have to concentrate on playing without him now.
It's interesting. You saw, by the way, Jeremiah Price trying to tiptoe in there as a defensive lineman, but he made contact with the center, so a 5-yard mark-off, and that's Gundy visiting with Zach Robinson.
You know, we've questioned this in the past. You know, hey, how can you handle being head football coach and offensive coordinator sitting on the bench? This is a great example of where he can get his team together mentally and not lose them because of line.
High throw by Masoli off the hands of Terrence Scott. Yeah, Gundy very often will not watch when his team's on defense at all. He's focusing on either drawing up plays or talking to Robinson.
Which is really unique, but I think that also shows you his confidence in his defensive staff to call the game so he can go out, game plan. He's drawing up new plays on his board, showing it to the players. Here's a great example of him doing it right here. He's talking to the people upstairs, trying to figure out what the next best play is against what Oregon's doing defensively right now. I'd love that. If I was a quarterback, my head coach was the play caller, I'd love if he was doing that.
And 3rd and 1. It's Johnson. Hard-earned yards. Near the 38. Lemon makes the stop. They will move the chains here in the final 3 minutes of the first half. Aaron?
Chris, we saw a lot of this, of Mike Gundy coming over to the benches or to the trunks in the game Columbia against Missouri. I mean, that was a game I worked, and he would come over, sit there, talk to Zach Robinson about it, and just like Jesse said, he said, I love it. He comes over, draws things up right in front of me. I hear it from him. I know exactly what's going on as soon as I hit the field.
This is Masoli going behind Jason Williams, who couldn't hold on. This Oregon passing game is really misfiring. I think Oklahoma State felt really good about their ability to stop this offense if they could just stop Johnson's running, and they have done a decent job of that.
And ironically enough, Jeremiah Masoli has been better tonight throwing the football deep. His accuracy's been great deep. It's these intermediate short throws. He's been throwing it behind guys, throwing it high. Yep. He's got to settle down.
Don't you agree, though, Jason Williams needs to catch that football? Yeah. That's a ball you got to catch. His receivers haven't stepped up enough.
Flip it back to Scott. He makes the catch, but he's dropped for a loss. Jacob Lacey right there.
You know, and this is really a point in time that Chip Kelly, the offensive coordinator, he's got to come up with something. This is a flat offense out there right now. They're standing around looking, you know.
And Bryant will head to the locker room. Slight limp. We hope we haven't seen the last of him. Monster first half. 3rd and 10. Zoe flushed out of the pocket. Has some room. And he'll get the first down. Lowers his head as he crosses midfield and finds the sideline. Ricky Price was knocked flat by the quarterback.
Well, we talked about having a thick body and what that can do for you. Step up and make a play. Here's a quarterback that has to do something outside the pocket, and he does it with his feet.
But this is the best defense to do it against. Oklahoma State playing a 2-man, which means everybody's back is to Jeremiah Masoli because they're chasing receivers. That's when quarterbacks have the best chance to run it.
You're a safety. You're not supposed to get run over by a quarterback like that.
I'm telling you, man, it's those thick ankles.
Another high throw. It was Scott over there. A lot of passes off Duck's hands. I mean, not completely accurate throw, but catchable.
Yeah, he's touching you. You got to make the play over there. Des Bryant's been picking up Zach Robinson for his football team. So I think Oregon's receivers have 2 or 3 drops tonight.
This is LeGarrette Blunt in the ball game to the left of Masoli. Masoli has time, flips it off short into traffic. It was, again, a little bit behind Jason Williams, and Lemon was there defending.
Again, it's strange to me to see this right now. Oregon struggling throwing the football underneath in the intermediate zones right now. They just can't find the chemistry, whether it's guys dropping passes, whether it's poor decision-making from Jeremiah Masoli. This has to be a part of the field that they own if they're going to move the football against Oklahoma State.
How about maybe being frustrated, used to scoring so quickly, not having to be patient, not having to work the field and work it down there.
Average 42 points a game, facing a defense that struggled a lot this year. This is Johnson, makes the catch, gets away, dives down near the 40. It'll be 4th down, clock running. Presume go for this here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. These two offenses, absolutely, they're going for this.
And that little play right there, from a football standpoint, did you see the quick dart to the ball carrier so that the receiver could get it in his hands and turn upfield? That's a nice, impressive throw.
If they don't make it, they don't want to leave Oklahoma State too much time here, so there's not a great deal of urgency from Oregon. Important just try to get to 4 yards. And it's complete. Finding the ball was Ed Dixon, the tight end. First down at the 30. Clock stopped at 59 seconds.
And you got 3 timeouts to go here on the right side. You're going to see Dixon, what he's going to do. Watch the linebacker run right past him. Boom, get him the ball.
Well, it's a good job of Jeremiah Mazzoli knowing where he's going with the football. Very confident, very decisive. The ball's out right now, and Oklahoma State brings pressure.
First catch for Dixon. So, again, looks short. It's Jason Williams. Only about a 2-yard gain. They'll have to spend a timeout here. Levine, tight coverage. Williams, a physical receiver, 6'5", 240, but this is a tremendous job by a defense that doesn't have its coordinator, by a defense that just got blitzed by Oklahoma in the finale. To come out here, and you've got, Glenn Spencer, Joe DeForest kind of co-coordinating with Beckman taking off, and kudos for the first 30 minutes.
Well, don't you like the fact, though, that this coaching staff, they've been together for a while. Mike Gundy really believes in them, and they work together to continue the game plans that they've been trying to accomplish this season.
I think what's helping also is this defense is very fresh. Their offense has been on the field now for 44 plays. Oregon now just got into the 20s. So it's a very fresh defense. When they're coming on the field, they're flying around, and we've seen that all night so far.
Yeah, the 1 lapse on the touchdown run from Jeremiah Johnson, accounting for all of Oregon's points so far. I think very few, even the Cowboys fans would not have expected that Oregon would have just 1 scoring drive in the first half, at least so far. 36 seconds to go. Lonnie's team will get the ball to start the second half. They'd like to cut into the lead right here. Masole for Mayo, and the timing just off. He turned around late, and the ball was thrown outside.
Oklahoma State that time deciding to bring pressure and try to force a throw from Jeremiah Mazzoli. He had time trying to back shoulder his receiver, Jeffrey Mayo. Again, not able to hook up. And now another long 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, and like they did on their last 3rd down, is I try to find a way to get the ball in number 24's hand, Jeremiah Johnson. Screen, something out in the flats, get the ball in the guy's hands. It makes plays for you.
Mazzoli scrambling, can't take a sack here, and throws into traffic along the sidelines, incomplete. No possession, he juggled it. It was Scott, but no catch. Good pressure from Ugo Chinasa. The sack would have taken him out of field goal range. As it is, it's kind of a long attempt for Flint. He doesn't have a make this long all season.
Well, all of a sudden, this thing has turned into a defensive struggle. We saw a turnover on downs from Oregon, missed field goal from Oklahoma State, blocked field goal by Oklahoma State, turnover on downs. Here they go.
All right, the last time they were 1.34 on their attempt. You want to get this thing off in 1-2 or less. Let's see what they do.
Mike Black, our spotter, has the stopwatch here to see how quickly they can get the snap and the kick away. Flint from 47. 8 yards longer than his previous long. And he pushed it. Hadn't missed in the 7 attempts coming into this game, but Flint's had 1 blocked. Now he's wide, and the lead is still 10.
He was longer. He was 1.41 on that one. Lucky again. That last drive, I know, Jesse, you say the defenses have stepped up a little bit here. I see the drops, and I see almost the lack of confidence offensively. Oregon, they don't look like the Oregon Ducks we've been watching.
Well, all these little drops, they're on little shallow crossing routes. They're not big plays downfield, but they all add up. Yes. They add up into big yardage, and that is killing Oregon right now.
20 seconds before halftime. Gundy wants more. Robinson taking a shot downfield, and at the 35 is the catch made. No, incomplete. They were looking for Aneem. Rupert Aneem, number 84, in replacing Bryant. And now the conference on the sidelines there.
It's almost like this was close to being a play of the year interception.
It could look like it could have been a catch. Did the ball ever hit the ground? I don't think so.
No, that's an interception.
Thurman was laying on the ground.
That's an interception. Now, Aneem should have made that catch.
That's an interception.
Thurman slips trying to turn around. It's an underthrown ball.
Now, they'll review this play. The whistle's blowing right now. Bellotti was right in front of him and say, wait a minute.
I saw it.
I'll make the call for you.
I done TiVo'd that upstairs.
It's been a long first half for Thurman. He's been assigned single coverage perhaps too often against Des Bryant. He's been burned.
Well, and because of it, Mike Gundy going after him here, under 20 seconds left to go in a game, on your own 30-yard line, taking shots down the sidelines at Walter Thurman.
He's an experienced guy. He's made 36 career starts. He's a junior. Have a look. I think it goes through Aneem's hands.
Yes. Thurman's still in bounds. His whole body is in the field of play.
Never touched the ground.
He has complete control of the ball before his legs roll out of bounds.
That's an unbelievable catch by Walter Thurman. Just the concentration is incredible.
Well, it's not like he went up to get the ball. I mean, he just kind of
he's playing defense on his backside, waving his arms up there, trying to make something happen.
Look at him. He's telling the guys right now, I was just trying to pat it away.
Yeah,
Fell down.
Playing all day.
It's finally something to smile about. He hadn't had much in the first 30 minutes.
Well, we've seen this offense now. Finally, Oregon, they've got 29 snaps against 45 for Oklahoma State, so there's a little bit more balance that's starting to take place. And if you're Oregon, don't you think, Jesse Fowler, don't you guys think that they go to the locker room thinking, man, we really stunk out there this first half, but we're still in this game?
Well, I just think psychologically for an offense, and Chris, you touched on it earlier, it's a unit that's averaging 42 points a game, and to be at 7 points on the scoreboard right now with 14 seconds left, you've been game planning for this game for a month.
After review, the ball was tipped by the offense and recovered and caught by the defense. Inbound. Therefore, it was a reception and a first down. Ball replaced at the 35-yard line.
Thurman says, I told you I got it. And so that's the first turnover for Oklahoma State. Thurman has his 4th pick of the season. None like this, though.
Well, Oklahoma State may be feeling the effects a little bit of not having Des Bryant in right now. You wonder, would Des Bryant have come back and made that catch, jumping over top?
Well, it's just obvious, like we were saying here, that Oklahoma State, Mike Gundy was going for it. He's still trying to put the pedal down here to see if he can get a big play out of him, but
I wouldn't be dancing too much. They got lit up as a defense pretty good, although a better second quarter for Oregon.
Same thing here. Chip Kelly's got to dial something up to see if he can get a big play to use those two timeouts.
Sewing? Yeah, it's not even close. Way over the head of Terrence Scott.
It looked like he was trying to throw the ball so hard he forgot about throwing it to his guy.
Well, he was going to the right spot on that play. I don't question necessarily the decision-making of Jeremiah Mazzoli so far in this first half, but certainly the execution, the accuracy has really been lacking.
We talked about how calm he is, unflappable, but he's showing signs of being pretty keyed up for this game, don't you think?
I think so. Yeah, he's not played to the level I thought he was going to play at.
9 seconds before halftime. Mazzoli will dump it off short. They do have some timeouts, and Scott takes off. Scott scampers out of bounds with 1 second to go.
Very smart play there. You know, this is a guy, too, that's one of their big play guys, leads the team in receptions. A lot of speed. The run after the catch that they talked about that he has the ability to do, but very smart getting out of bounds.
Well, you're out of field goal range right now if you're Oregon, but at least you give yourself an opportunity to throw the football into the end zone on the last play of the half.
Yeah, it would be a 60-yard field goal attempt. And they'll spend a timeout here to talk about the strategy with 1 second to go.
Oh, boy, I've seen this play happen before.
right here in this field.
Unfortunately, I watched a little Hail Mary action take place in the old Mustangs a long time ago.
Quarterback by the name of Jim McMahon.
Yeah, McMahon. Coming up with that.
Coincidentally, Craig, we have it right on cue for you, too.
Look at the cutback. Look at the vision by Pony on this to cut it back and the wheels carrying it down the sideline. Nobody catching him.
225 yards rushing for Craig James. They led by 20 with 4 minutes to go. But McMahon, the Hail Mary, 0-0. He threw for 449 and 4 touchdowns, 46-45. And there you are, sandwiched between Raymond Harris and Barry Sanders.
Oh, man. Come on,
Are you in the Hall of Fame here?
Yes.
Even on a losing effort?
Yes.
Okay. Mazzoli, final play of the half, escapes the sack, and just decides to
Why couldn't we have
trot out of bounds?
Huh?
Well, kind of a misleading stat. Oregon, 248 yards of offense in the first half, but only 7 points in the Johnson touchdown run. 17-7 lead for Oklahoma State, and Aaron in the dark down there with Mike Gundy.
Well, Coach, we saw Des Bryant walk off. What's the status of your receiver?
Well, they took him in to x-ray him, and hopefully he'll be okay. I think he got twisted up there a little bit, but, you know, you hate to see anybody get hurt. I think he'll be okay. We'll find out at halftime.
I saw you grab your offense, take them kind of away from him on the training table. If he is out for the second half, what's your plan?
Well, we continue to do what we do. I mean, obviously, we have a lot of things that are tied into his ability that we got to cut back on right now. But we have a good football team. We got to run the ball better and then get the ball to the guys that can make plays other than Des.
All right, thank you. Chris?
So a fairly surprisingly low-scoring first half, just 24 points. Oklahoma State, a 10-point lead of Oregon. The Flomax halftime report. Reese, Lou, and Mark. Thanks.
All right, Chris, and perhaps the situation, at least for the Oregon offense, in which the Ducks are knocking off the rust after the layoff. Not exactly the offensive explosion that we expected, but still a second half to go and a lot of time to get there. But you're not